Welcome, guys. Thursday, market open, and boy, oh boy, we had some really nice moves lately. Still, I don't think we are done. We are due for some cool-off session and a little bit period to go maybe sideways or use a relief bounce, but still, pressure is still lower. And as you can see, already going through VIX and the oscillation of it, it start to hopefully pop and going a little bit more higher if we're gonna attempt to see the reversal and the trend change on it. Then yes, but flipping going by structure flipping 17, right? It's gonna definitely go for the 19. That's the high that we failed from. Let's see if we're gonna regain that. Eventually, we are still in the continuation to go lower, right? Obviously, but if not, if we start to flip that quite heavily, then yeah, we might even see bigger pullbacks, and that could be the whole tipping over from the iceberg what we are right now. So let's see. It's going to be definitely interesting. Watch the numbers coming in as well. Payroll today and unemployment. That's going to be quite tomorrow. Sorry, that's going to be tomorrow. So it's going to be as well some volatility coming in on the end of the week. And then, of course, we're going to have the weekend. And after that, there's not much coming in. But make sure you protect yourself, right? We all know how the Fridays are playing out right now. And lately, they've been really, really sketchy a little bit. And putting traders on off guard. Be careful with that, right? It's a normal common thing that they always do with the markets. So yeah, they like them to pump in a weekend and then just drop over to blast it through again and yeah, wake you out or something. But still, right, this could be continuation into the lows. We are still in the downtrending, but the first thing that you want to see or not is 17. Break that, it's gonna be all good. Moving on, Dixie, that surprise, surprise, it did set a higher high. Right? If you zoom in a little bit on daily, that's your potential higher high already from the low. So that's been already saved. Right now, the only thing what we could do is still holding the lows like we do, or holding the 98, getting back at least at 99-ish area is your potential higher low, and then you have a continuation still into it, right? Like I've been saying this for quite a long time. This is heavy hold, right? It's no brainer that it will mm, either way it will blast through quite heavy to the resistance. And right now we are aiming to get into the higher. That said, the fair value gap and $100, right, is the aim. That's the first aim on it. So not really aiming that we're gonna get back at 97, but if so, that's gonna be a heavier and quite much more pushed process into the highs of 100 or even above. So be aware, right? That this is not something that you overlook. Moving on some interesting stuff, and boy, we did quite a move already from the highs of the 715. Overall market we is down. Like this is the overview of the whole market, right? We used to be over here in the resistance, was all fine and Gucci. Now we are down like at least almost 770 billion. Yeah. So that's a quite heavy one. Now, what's the most important thing? What we're doing is we are breaking. We are breaking the major low that we came from. Right? We did set a new lower low on it. There's nothing else that's holding us or will hold us eventually to the left. So still, overall picture, it's down. Okay. Now, no, we don't need to dump like heavily into the 600 billions, but still there are some potential levels to technically hold or have a small rebounds. That's it. The 669, right? Or even one of the wicks or the lows of those wicks, right? But then filling the major wick of 640, yeah, will technically get you a little bit lower into the 590, right? But that's definitely the area where we're gonna settle the bear market. Okay, I don't think we're gonna go even lower than the 445. But anyway, between 590 and 470, that's the bear market stuff, right? So what are we doing? I'm sorry that I'm bringing you like that, but I'm been warning you, right? Like all of this, what we did over here, regain the high and then fail from it, set a new low. It's exact the same thing what we're doing right now, a bit more extended. Okay, so yeah, it was a little bit weird because we had a little bit more structure on it and to hold on, but still, it's exact the same profile as we've been doing it. Right now, where are we? We are somewhere over here. If we check it on previous structure, that's somewhere here. But we could do one more on the set retest and then do the failure. Definitely, right? Definitely on the books. But yeah, this is still continuation, lower. Okay, moving on gold, potential some bounce from the lows. Still sideways, not really big moves on it, so this is really like cooling off a bit. Potentially there is some reversal signs coming in to go a little bit more lower, or even we could flip this with regaining 4.5. Okay, that would be a really nice gain, and then get back at the high and then break out from it, right? That would be really nice break of structure to get back 4.5 and even above, right? Holding on this is good, right? So far it's good, but failing 4.3, yeah, that's going to be a little bit more problematic because there is not much to the left. Okay, so yeah, that's something to as well to watch out for. Gold could reverse right now as well, like even continuation into the higher, just because of the market is dumping. The money flow could go somewhere in the commodities right now as a rotation. Okay. Silver, same thing, even better for silver because this one is holding quite nicely and a bit heavy as well on that support. So really good. I'm surprised even that it works like that. So yeah, I was a little bit more skeptical about it, but yeah, I'm quite happy how it looks like. And for me, it's quite simple. 78, regain that high over here, or definitely make like a little bit more accumulation structure like that, break out from it, come back, and then you can do some bigger stuff into the high. Right, that's no brainer. It's really good, really good. A good buy as well. Right, small stop loss below. It's really great. Rebuy below around 67. Still nice position. Oil. Yeah, oil. Still a little bit sideways. It did have a nice hold on the support a couple days ago. So that's a really nice rebuy. Let's see if we're gonna have a continuation. Right now, what we are doing is just filling this gap. That's fine. But the major stuff gonna change when we start to get back at $100. Right? That's gonna be a major stuff. Why? This looks to me like a little bit more bit of this, right? Not really something that you would like to see on oil to break out from and get into the all-time high again. But yeah, that kind of like looks like the only thing that will change that, and kind of would like to see that getting back below 84, right? Getting back about below this, and even filling the wick, start to get close to 72. That would be awesome to see on the oil, right? Technically, overall, we want the oil to go down, but yeah, it's not up to us. It's a little bit more on the economics and the war scenarios. Moving on Nasdaq, we do see some small pullbacks. That's a pullback, right? It's nothing major yet. On 4 hour, we didn't break it. Yeah, we did break the 4 hour. Right now on the wick, we didn't close it yet below, but yeah, we did set a new low on the wick. That's all. But that's still a pullback, right? We still could get a retest of the failure of the highs. That's still possible. Or if that's going to be the continuation, you're going to find yourself around the area of 29, 29.9, right? That's the area. Below that, that's been already tested, right? But that low. It's something that you could hold on. But that's 4 hour, right? And overall, like on the daily, that's not something that you really see on a daily. The major stuff start to get below 29.1, right? So it's just a pullback, right? Nothing major yet, because this is still in a major continuation, right? That's from beginning of March. As you see over here as well, we could have like potential 3 or 4 days even negative trading, or in like a short, right? And then it's just can reverse and go again. No brainer. But it is in a major divergence. High fixes we bought are still going hardcore into the downside, so still pushing lower. money flow is already in the neutral one. That's been said, beginning of that whole momentum we've been the last time there, we could see some potential bigger breaks, right? But that's only gonna start when we start to break the daily, right? That's the major one. Or if it's gonna be a bit nasty, it can do something like this, right? It can go for like a couple months and then just tip over. Or sorry, a couple days, right? So yeah, that's the whole scenario. But on top of it, as been mentioning for a while as well, the whole, like I call it, aggregated stocks, right? We didn't break out of the high. Now, what we did do is almost set a new low, right? So every single thing to the left that's been tested, it's a kind of a free ride to the downside if we start to go that direction. Okay, if we start to hold this, that's still fine. We can grade it out. We're gonna continue, and this might be the freaking breakout of it, right? Because this is still in the continuation. But to see any major break, you need to get back below 2.9. That's the level to break it and start to get at the lows, right? um, Not much happening on CME as well. Not many gaps happening. Nope, everything's fine. So not really something that should be covered. But yeah, overall, like we can already see the downtrend been heavily broken, right? Even on the high time frame. So yeah, the only thing what's left is 60.1 to be exact with the wick, right? Getting below that. But we're gonna cover that in a second. Now, moving on the daily metrics, we do see a first break of alts. And that's quite clear because we had a really rough Asia close and London as well. It's been pushed quite hard. So yeah, alts starting to break. So any kind of alts that are already on all-time highs or any kind of momentum that it went parabolic, that's the moment that they start to break and definitely start to break heavily because from 99% on capital flow, that's the highest that ever been, we went straight into the 53. That's massive, right? Now that's the what I call a dump, a little bit aggregated on overall, right? So large caps still continuation to the downside, like we saw that we are already like 4 day already going lower on Bitcoin. Now finally shitcoin starting to retrace as well, and then stable coins are blasting. That means you see clearly where the rotation is, right? We are heavily on the side with the money, everything is in the stables, right? And the rest started to pull back. Now watch it, right? Because alts can do some nasty big movements right now if they start to break a bigger structure, and there is still no sign of bigger reversal, right? There is no sign of cash reversal coming in, nothing on oscillation, and we are still on the money inflow, heavily in a negative. Yeah, so this is it. And this last time we've been talking about this level, right? That's the level that potentially could hold us, but that's the last one, us structure-wise, and we do see some buyback from it, okay? Now, if this is going to be short-lived, we will see that in a couple of days, maybe in the next weekly open. But so far, yeah, we could hold on it a little bit, grind it, and then do the nasty downside. Because, like, not gonna lie, we are closer to break the 59.60 level, and that's the wick low, than even trying to get back at the June open. Okay, so yeah, still downside it is, and it's been heavy pressed, right? And I'm sorry that I've been mentioning it, but I've been vocal about this, right? What we could potentially be doing. And this is it. Like I said as well, or this is already like a pullback. Everything after the 60K is a nuke. Okay? So watch it. Still interesting days in front of us. And as I was saying, qua economic numbers, only payrolls coming in today and employments. So that's going to be maybe interesting to watch out for. And next week we have home sales and oh yeah, inflation rate. Okay, monthly, yearly, and core inflation. That's going to be a nasty one, I bet. So yeah, let's see. Moving on the capital flow, overall market, and let's have a look first on the daily. That's going to be an interesting one for sure. we do see some major pullbacks on the daily side, right? So Nasdaq is coming back, SPX is coming in heavy. I start to decrease as well. Now, PAX and silver start a little bit more sideways potentially, but VIX and Dixie are rising, so that's already no go. And already, as you can see, the whole market nuke and quad daily been retraced already into the minus 50. Now, overall, Bitcoin and ETH, yeah, that's hardcore heavy. Last time we've been there, that was literally February. Every single thing what we're doing right now was technically exact the same thing as the move from February over here, right? This is the area that we are right now in. No joke. I've been saying about that. Watch it if June will gonna behave samely as February level, and so far he definitely doing that, right? So yeah, this is the case to be like cautious about the longs. Definitely not even thinking about that. Not even hedging anything yet. Till we're gonna see some signs. Overall, you do see quite heavy the rotation right now, right? The dollar start to go higher, and even the stock market start to reverse. So yeah, there is some sell-offs happening heavy time. Now weekly wise, the only thing major is the hype that start to reverse a little bit. It's nothing big yet. Still, it's not gonna get back at 60%. USDT start to get heavily nuked as well on it, so the rotation start to flip. And if had some I guess nasty pullbacks happening. I need to check that in a second. Bitcoin is still okay. VIX starts to get a little bit more higher and above the total. So yeah, if that's going to be the flip and above the pegs, we will see some bigger movements coming in. Okay. Interesting, definitely interesting. And yeah, we've been talking about that, right? That's all been said already for like a couple weeks, so it's nothing surprise, I guess, for most of the people. I hope as well. So yeah, good in shorts, I guess, and happy days. So yeah, moving on Biddy, and I think let me switch this off. Like yeah, from a couple days already, we've been talking about those levels. The wicks, like yeah, I'm just putting them off that because that's the only thing that's like important. There's not much anything, and we just blast it through them right now for our high swing of the low. Sorry, the 63.7 ish level. That's over here. That's the only one little bit that's could hold us in pullback and closing above it. That level and hold on it, that structure, that could be fine for any kind of getting back at March, maybe retest that and then do the continuation. But overall, like this is done. This is definitely all done. We've been through that. The only thing that's important is the 60, literally 60.3 or 2, right? That's the only one. And that's the wick. So there's not much of the body over there to hold on that. Overall, still heavy in if the algorithm switched on, starting a little bit to decrease, but that's only because we have the pullback. Depends how the candle's going to close. That's on the daily, so it's going to be quite interesting to see that. Now 4 hour, let's move on. We had a really nice buyback, so that's a good one, right? We almost had the super flip on it, I guess. Right now, daily open is the area to retest, right? Flipping daily, it's the only major level right now in front of you locally to see any kind of small changes, right? That means you just need to go through that, hold on it, right? Grind it and get into the highs, or just do the major sweep into the high of previous daily open, coming back, hold on that, and do some major stuff, right? That's the only thing, right? Getting back below 62.5 and losing this low, this is going down. That's a no-brainer, okay? And as well, like if you're gonna go previously through all of the dailies because they are still on the charts, like what did we do? Daily open, nuke. Daily open, a small sideways, nuke, right? Daily open, pullback or failure, retest. We fake this out and then nuke this. And right now, like potentially what we can do as well, like going a little bit more above, closing sneaky close below the body high of 64.7 and just do the nuke again. If that's the case, right? Is that that's the continuation? Because it is still continuation. When that's going to be changing? Let's change or start at least to change when you start any kind of body close. Even it's going to be on 1 hour for a start, right? That's as well almost the same level above 64.4. Regaining that high is major for a reversal, okay? Then, of course, the next one, what you're going to have is this and the previous daily. Those are the three levels that are super important right now to watch it if we're going to do that. If not, we're still going to be doing this. Potentially, if this is going to be the failure and we fail this, close anything below, do the retest again, and this is it. Right? But so far, yeah, that could be the trick as well. We are getting close to the weekend. That said, as well, Friday, they always like to be a little bit more shady about the whole momentum. They can blast it through, like getting into the high over here, make everyone long the shit out of it, and then just bye bye scenario. But are we overdue for a bounce? Yeah, sure. Right, I would like to see that as well. Right, some pullback or some bounces or relief bounces whatsoever. But right now, today is the moment that the whole market flipped over, right? Especially most of the alts. If you look at your watch list, like most of them are quite heavily in the red, right? The previous days been a little bit spread, right? Most of the high alts went a little more higher. They regained their all-time highs even, and they had really good moves. And Bitcoin just tipped over. Right now, we are kind of doing it with everything into the market, or like at least most of it. Like some of the shitties are still having some relief bounces, but but yeah, still, yeah, it's not much to say. Like there's still way lower, right? And after 60K, like what do we aim? What's the next level? Like two major levels. Like I'm not gonna consider 59 much. If we're gonna break 60K, that's gonna be a no-brainer. A sweep of or close by 54. That's the only major level on a daily that's still below us that didn't been untested. That could be a nice hold before we're gonna do the rest of the bear market, right? But yeah, overall, like this is technically similar of what we've been dealing from 98 to 60, right? But right now we're doing it from 82 to maybe 54 or even 40. And that's going to be the last leg. Now, interesting stuff that's going to happen over the weekend is, and this is a little bit more painful because the weekly looks rough, to be honest with you, if you're going to continue like that. So yeah, this is a really, really bad weekly close if we're going to close anything below 65. And that's going to be your sign, right? That's the last sign for you if we can survive this, yes or no, or like save this candle, right? If coming back to June or maybe back to March or February, closing anything below, it's done. Closing anything above it, above March, that could potentially set us for like another month of sideways, retesting the high and do some bigger range or whatsoever, right? But I'm not really seeing that right now in my case. This is exactly the same thing what we did over here, right? Just a little bit more extended because it took us 4 weeks, and right now over here we did it in 1 week, right? Close anything below every single structure and then just tip over. Same thing will be happening over here, right, as well, if depending how the weekly is gonna close. Note as well, and yes, this is gonna be as well for another 3 weeks. We are already below the previous monthly low. Okay? So it's not much to say about that because we still have 3 weeks to go through the whole monthly, and even the month to the left from September that's been already tested. So that's not really something that I would like to see that's gonna hold us. And the rest is just like, yeah, same thing. I've been saying this doesn't mean not much to me. The only thing that matters is this hip over here, and that's around 30, 32, 31K. Not saying that we're gonna go there. Definitely not. I don't think we're gonna go that low on it, but I'm not even definitely we're not gonna go to 60K. So yeah, I mean I would like to see 16, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. At least this is gonna be somewhere the stop for us between the 40 and 30. But that's still a little bit more far away. Close by, but still far away, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's a little bit on Bitty. It's not much actually to talk about. It's still continuation. There's not much happening. If we start to grind here, because we do have those overlapping orders, right? So this could be the area that we could potentially do something like this, like that, and then we can then right break this stuff. Yeah, potentially we could do some sideways and then get back at 50, right? That that would be really good. That would be quite good for the alts as well to stop them from nuking. Who knows? Overall, still daily is not over. Let's see how that's going to be closing. We do potentially trying to regain the daily right now. And overall, rule of the thumb in my perspective was kind of like 3 days uh, in the same direction. The fourth, fifth one could change or could do the trick to change something. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, like I said, daily flip the daily is the most important right now, and right now we are testing it, right? So the close of the 4 hours is going to be in 2 hours. Now we just open up a new 1 hour candle, and that's going to be potentially looking to close above it, so that could be good. But then yeah, to regain 64.4 is the major one, right? And then the rest still follows. Now the whole change of character on 1 hour starts to get over here, right? You need to flip this 67.4, right? You still can get back here and then fail this. You still can get back here and then do something like this and then do the bigger one. But 64, March open and previous daily is the bigger stuff. This is your local resistance and flip that in. That's going to be the changing of character on 1 hour already. So just to let you know. I think that's quite clear, right? There's not much liquidity left. Mm, yeah, Jesus, we're waking into the dead zone even. Mm, okay, interesting stuff. Still no reversal signs coming in. There is some money inflow in, but that's just for the relief bounce. Nothing major yet. Interesting. How are the bids looking? So yeah, we went through this whole wall. This been pulled. This got nuked. This got wiped. And we still have some small bits below us, but nothing major, right? 500, 600 is something the usual stuff. Right now, yeah, the real bounce, we are starting to get into the bits of 700, so that's quite nice. Something above us, nothing, not really something coming in, like big stuff. Like below 150, there start to be a wall. And this is as well, like as you see over here, that could be as well something interesting. Where is this drawing tool? Here, here. This. Why I cannot draw on it? Anyhow, this whole block over here, it's an underside retest of the structure, right? Getting into that block could potentially push us lower, or if that's gonna be the potential regain of the hip, we could blast through it, right? If we get that, there's always major stuff. Like if they are stocking it below the wick, right? That could be definitely the break of structure if you get there. But anything below the underside retest, all that stacks over here, it means they want to reload on the shorts most of the times, right? If you blast it too heavy through it and you're gonna get back at the wicks or even higher stuff, then that's already potential of break of the structure and you just liquidated the shorts or getting rid of the shorts, stopping them out, right? So that just reloads on the shorts like most of the times. And that's vice versa as well if you see that happening in the on the longs. Yeah, nice push, 300 coming back in. Not much, not really heavy, like locally. now around the daily. This is the major one. This is the daily level, right? A little bit more above that, but we are right now, and this is the one of the major bits of the blocks. So yeah, interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Anything stream or no? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I hope everything is fine. Sound as well, because I've been playing around with the sound lately. Yeah, I think we're gonna move on some alts, right? Because boy, some of them been going hard. Mm, give me a second. Well, we did have the pullback on hype, major one, quite heavy. Broke the structure. If you're gonna close the day in any position right now, it's a break of high time frame. Um, Sorry for the lies, but I've been explaining yesterday as well why I have this. So this shows you as well how to take profits in blue sky breakout, right? Take the calculation of the movements that it does, divide that in like the momentums that you want to have it. For example, I wanted it to have a 3 below the 80K because I didn't think it's going to reach that, right? And so far, all the white yellow lines are my TPs. I said it, and those are like 5%. Used to like not miss out on much of the TPs, and the only thing that I missed out, I'm sorry, but 0.6%, right? Most of it, pardon, most of it been taken. So yeah, that's why. Can I delete this? Yes. So overall, 4 hour rough, right? The big sell-off. Kind of been prepared for that one because we had the first loss of the structure, right? Second one, and then we didn't regain the high, didn't get back above the wick. So yeah, that was really, this was the first one sign, and then the tipping over happened already. So broke the structure again, twice even already. So next level, weekly, right? Holding that weekly over here at 62, that could be a major, right? Because Hype can technically do this big range, continue and do the pop. But if and only if that's gonna be the case that we're gonna tumble over and we literally gonna get back at the lows of 57, then yeah, we will see some major pullbacks, right? And I mean, technically we are kind of due for that one as well, right? After the big momentum into the highs, all-time high even. So I think Hype did already a great job by that momentum. So another one could be on the around the corner if you're gonna reach the 30K. I'm not sure if you're gonna be getting back below 20, but hey, Hype likes to break the major structures before it goes. So who knows? Okay, let's see. But so far, it's a pullback. It's a really good area to take TPs, and it was already around the 67, 75. This is as well just the area to take TPs, right? Any kind of pullback right now and test that retest of the weekly in June again will have you continuation lower. Okay. So yeah, it's time for the pullback as well. Bah. Injective, same thing, right? Really nice moves into the 7.3. Didn't reach November. Still potentially could do, but we do see some more weakness coming in to the token. The cash flow start to get into the neutral. We're almost back below that, and the money flow as well. Reversal signs coming in and breaking at least 5.4 will do the trick to get lower, right? But yeah, same thing, overdue for pullback. Yes, definitely it is. Right, it's a really good move. Like, believe me, I'm quite fan of AVEX of Injective, and this is really great move. And the continuation is in the books, right? If we start to hold at least on the yearly and Q2, those two levels are major. So yeah, next bigger moves, it's cooking. But first, let's take a break and do the pullback on that, right? Yeah. Yeah, some stuff that we could take care of it as well. 4 hour, it's quite stacked over here around the February and yearly on liquidity. So AVEX, ooh, AVEX did settle a lower low. High time frame stuff, guys. This is something that I've been vocal about it because AVEX can go lower without any problems and issues. There is nothing to say that it doesn't need to go, but yeah, it can go. And already on a weekly, we do see a reversal or a trend change on it. Last time we had that, that was literally on the 1010, right? If we remember that whole shenanigans were. Now, I don't say we're going to do the same thing, but at least a pullback into the zone of between 7 and 5, definitely in place. Definitely, right? There is only the listing price and the structure that it's settled. Don't think we're gonna get that low, but hey, any kind of low, any kind of low price, it's a good buy in my case. But yeah, we do set a new low on that one, and that was a really big one. And that wasn't as well a surprise, right? We know that we didn't set a higher high. Right? We did close on the high time frame above it, but then this block over here broke the structure. So yeah, this is just the way how it goes on the structure wise. So good stuff. Good stuff, right? And yeah, it did set a low, and that's all, right? We did break the structure. Overall, everything what we been talking about. Now we are aiming to go lower. Now levels to aim, like there is not much because you need to like go through almost what's that 5 years? Yeah, 5 years of price action. That I mean, there is potentially trading view. If you could work with me for a second, you could be arguing that you could see something like this block, or at least something like that. That's why it's this blue block over here, right? That could be the target for AVEX so far. There is some liquidity as well below low time frame. Yeah, just small one, right? We took care of most of it. There is a big dead zone, right? But that's just because there is for so long nothing been there, so there is not much. But yeah, Um, so locally, what are we aiming for? Readers of the daily. That's a no-brainer, right? That's what we are kind of always aim for. On the side retest, flipping that, you're still gonna aim for 8.3, right? As your short. And over here, you see the 150 axis. That's a no-brainer. Or I'm not really aiming right now for the biggest stuff, Q2 and June and everything. So far, let's take it step by step, right? Because this is still in a broken structure, and it did set a freaking new low on the week, but like small low on the weekly, monthly, and whatsoever high time frame it is. So yeah, it's a major one. Render did break the structure. Unfortunately, I didn't expect that to see that. Like it built up really good, and it was aiming to go a little more higher, but overall it did take out the liquidity. But the difference is this is still not even close by a high time frame break structure, right? So yeah, on the daily, you might close it thoroughly, but then still you have much more support below you, even Q2 and May, to hold on, right? To have a continuation for the biggest swing, right? For render to be really bad, you need to get back at 1.6, and that means below that and close that and get back at support, and then still you have a major support below that because you've been grinding that for like a couple months. So yeah, for not really worry about render so far. Still nice. It did pop the high, so that's good. So far, the main one is for me 1.8. Hold on that like we already do. We can grind it out and get back above the June. If not, going back at May. Right, that's the level to hold on. Solana, exactly same thing as AVAX. It did set a new lower low. Okay, let's be clear about that. The low from 10 February been broken. The whole structure been broken already. Even we did set a higher high on it, probably, but then after the 82, this hit broke the whole structure and we just collapsed. Right, we do still see some liquidity below. Now, note there is not much technically for us to hold on. That's the daily stuff, right? If you're gonna go on structure. So yeah, next step and targets are technically 60, 57, and 51 before you're gonna aim for the major support at the bear market if we're gonna get it. But then there is a lot of liquidity as well, high time frame over there. With note as well, quite a lot of fair value gaps, right? So not much on the order block. So sweeping into that, yes, potentially right now, it's looking like it's more likely that we're gonna do that. And I'm not gonna be even surprised about that, right? Going back and seeing Solana about $30, like boy, that's been last time we had that was in September 2023, right? So that's been a while. But yeah, potentially, I'm sorry, but we aiming to do that or getting close to even the levels that I just remarked, right? Because right now, not even seeing us regaining 96, not even close, right? And still, same thing, what happened over here. We regained the high, we set a new higher high, right? We had the structure and then we broke that. Same thing, what's happening right now, right? Second weekly, and this is already in the third weekly low. So yeah, couple weeks more and we could potentially see the same momentum. Yeah. One more. Eve. Eve was interesting on the capital flow. Yeah, same thing. Broke the low. Right. Next one. See you at 1.6. Yep. 1.6, and then you have the wick, so 1.3. Some more liquidity even. Yeah. Look at that. That I like this kind of stack of liquidity. This at the structure. That's nice because that definitely is gonna be a bounce or potential like hold for a while. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good stuff. But still, it's broken and it starts to look like we might even go lower. Right. And no joke, seeing ETH below 1K might even be true. But and I even then, believe me, I will not even buy it. I don't trust ETH anymore. I don't see any potential for me. But that's personal opinion. I don't take this as something that you should follow. But it's my personal opinion. I've been vocal about it. For me, this is the biggest meme coin and biggest shitty coin like in whole history of crypto. Settling at all-time high by like on $500 only. That's a joke. But it's on them, right? They did it by themselves. They know that what they did got damage to their own company and the token. So this is what it is. I think that's all on the coins so far. Like yeah, the leftovers that are bouncing, it's fine, but nothing structure major, nothing big changing, and still like form like I would not even touch this by all means. What's that? Like small rebounces. So yeah. Let me have a look on the chat. You are not that chatty when I'm here, right? When Vikings here, you are blasting the chat around. Mm, bad. Ooh, bad. That's an old one. That's an old one. Let's get rid of it. Get rid. Get rid. Well, like obviously that was the big resistance that we get into that one. Broke the structure, yes, perfectly. Overall, you are starting to get in the broken structure, right? If you close the daily around 0.2, 22, sorry, 22, you will break the daily structure and you're gonna start to get back at yearly, right? That's the level that I will technically aim for, or maybe potentially the weekly, but that could be. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna hold with the pressure right now that's coming into the market. Yeah, not really keen on that one on the weekly, but a little bit more. I would like to see a little bit more structure on the yearly. Yeah, but that's the only support right now for Fed yearly and February between those levels. After that, losing that, you start to look it through March because there's big fair value gap between. So yes, potentially this is in the uptrend, right? This is your uptrend, but overall, high time frame, you was close to break out from it. We didn't. So potentially still can happen. But let's see. That's only when you're gonna start holding on yearly, right? Losing yearly, it's done. That's on the daily. Yeah, weekly was on the perfect fucking swing failure test on the weekly. Jesus. Yeah. 4 hour. Oh shit, that's rough. Yeah. Unfortunate, but yeah, it's almost broke, but then yeah, you did break that structure over here, so technically you are in a broken structure on the 4 hour. Yeah, that hip over here, because that was just sending you into the high. Yeah, so you are, but you're holding on the previous one. So this is your support, what you are holding right now. That's good. By holding that, flipping Q2, that could do the trick and get back at the daily and retest that. Right, that would be really nice. If you get the long over here, flipping the Q2, get back, build this fair value gap, and retest of the daily. But then you're aiming for any continuation, and then flip the daily, set close on it. You're gonna get back at 0.6 easily. But that's the only if, right? You aiming for the daily, that's for sure. But then yeah, you need to hold on the support right now. Mm, value gap structure that's been tested. Yeah, I like this structure over here as a support. Yeah, but between this yearly and February. Yeah, if that's gonna be the last of the weekly, previous weekly. But yeah, overall, yeah, not bad. Really not bad for the old timer, right? Yeah, not bad, not bad. Oh, see you, Stammen. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Can you check Nair and Tron? Ooh, that's an old one. Nair. Yeah, we do. We will. Mm, damn, that's a nice test. Same thing as Fed. Really nice one to the T. That's right now, and this is only by local price action. This could change, of course, because weekly is not closed yet. I don't like the sell-offs. 2 times in a row, those sell-offs, it's no go for me. Like this is heavily taken as a profit factor for any kind of taking profits or any sell-off. Set a new high. Ooh, June. Yeah, that's gonna be rough for Nair, because Nair is already like on the daily. We are testing June bearishly. Sorry, bullishly. Right, failing June right now, it's gonna be a major thing for it, because not most of the tokens are above June. Most of them they are below, right? If you remember, because we've been quite nuking through them. So for me, June is the only level that's key level right now to hold. But you're already doing it. But there is much more pressure coming still in, and we are starting to flip from money flow into the neutral one. That means we could nuke through it and see if we're gonna get back at least. That's gonna be scary. With all of those fair value gaps, this is the only support so far that you're gonna aim for. That's the yearly level. 1.5, 1.6, right? So yeah, be careful. You need to hold on 2.2. You need to hold on that one in June. Failing that, yeah, it's done. It's done. Because that one been really heavily pushed. Really heavily. A lot of empty order blocks. Yeah. But yeah, this is the only thing that you should matter. June. Failing June. Close anything below that. That's the only thing. That means 4 hour starting by. Right? If you start to close 4 hour below 2.29, that's done. You start to break the structure. At least you've been testing it right now. So yeah. Mm-hmm. And Tron, that was full timer as well. Ooh, I've been here. Don't know what did I do, but when it was. Oh, that's a rough one on Tron. So yeah, massive uptrend, right? That's Tron. We all know that it's gonna be always in a massive uptrend, and we still didn't fill this whole wick what we created. But yeah, still fine. Why? Because we did settle a higher high on it. That's still okay. But the only thing right now, and this is on weekly, like I said, 3, 4 more days to go for it to close it. You are at the lowest that you can break from it, right? So what does it mean? The hit from 0.27, sorry, 32. Sorry, well, I was blind. 32. That hit, if you break that, the rest is already tested, and you might swipe lower into the November Open. Still not a biggie because this is gonna be still an uptrend definitely, and will still continuation, but it's already doing the whole pullback, right? Daily wise, already it's broken structure. But if we start to hold on and try and to set any kind of position on 0.32, right? This I've mentioned you cannot lose. That's your support still, right? We are at the support for now. Okay. If and only if, and this is something that you should look at it, if you start to do something like this is something really special that this always happens. If you start to see any build up, right, but on small candles, and your cash flow start to get into the negative, this will use rollover like this. You see this? Like if you're gonna see something like that, like heavily pushed, like hold on, failure, and then hold on, and you see the negative coming in, you look it, right? Break the structure. So yeah, still good in uptrend, right? You could take a step on it, but personally, I'm not really interested in that kind of stuff. I would like to see any high time frame to settle for it first, because like that's what we are looking right now. Like you need to remember as well, through the last week and week before, the most of the things that we've been doing is from all of those time frames, what we see over here, right? From low time frame to 4/12, and then kind of some of them daily start to cool off. But your weekly and your monthly, that's not the case, but your weekly start to see the reversal signs, right? If you go by the chart and see when was that case and when was happening and what follows after that, that's what you are looking at right now. Because yes, I know the high time frame, it plays out for a freaking long time, right? That's true. But when it happened, right? Believe me, when it happens, like reversal signs coming in, that's the big deal. But we always overlook because we don't look at a high time frame every day on it, right? So yeah, if that starts to turn around and go a little bit lower, it's still fine because this is still a pullback, right? This is still could go into the lows, hold that, and then blast through, like we always do, and that's with Tron, right? So yeah, be careful with that. R2 and R1 in ALGO Master. Are there, the reversals signs? Wait, you could see that somewhere over here. Are you sure it's ALGO Master that you're talking about? Because I know it's take profits T baselines re-entry. That might be as well. No, that's not re-entry. I think that's reversal signs, but I am not sure where it was to switch it on anymore. Yeah, can you screenshot it? Because I don't think that's from the Algo Master. I think there is some similar on the on the Trend Master for sure, and there is something with Scout Pro, and there was one. I remember those ones. Oh, it's not gonna load right now, right? gonna take ages for it. Wait, can you screenshot it, please? I think that's on the different indicator. If I'm not, but those are reversals, right? The R should be the reversal, right? The first one and the second one. Sculpt Pro. Yeah, see, Trend Master. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I knew it was a different one. Did it here, reversals ones. You can see that, I guess, in style as well. You should see that. If you go to style, right, you see that R4 and all the stuff. You untick everything, right, because that shows you what it is, and it is here, right? You're gonna be in, right, and then you're gonna see which one it is. Oh, can you please load faster? But it should be reversal or take profits. I'm not sure if that was the case. It's been a while I used that one. Reversal, reversal. Yeah, it's always coming on the top, so it should be all reversal signs or the take profits. Yeah, see? Yeah, reversals. If you untick them, they pop off. That's how you can test it, what it is and how it does. Yeah, it's reversals. That means reversal one is the first one, second one was the second one after the first one, and then, yeah, third in a row reversals you had, and then this is the fourth one from the whole weekly uptrend, right? So yeah, that's the one. That's how you can check it and work with it. Any questions so far? How are we doing on Biddy? On the old Biddy? The recovering? Struggling. The daily it's been, but the high didn't yet. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, still 64.4. That could be a small scalp, right? Short. Potentially it could be. Mm, 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 mm. Anything else to watch, to look? That's done. That's done. Still in continuation. Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Where are we, by the way, on this? Ooh, getting close. Getting close, boys. For a major test. RSI flip. Technically this, and there is one more. That's this one. Nice. Up the high. Up it. Yeah, guys. Any questions? Anything? No? Clear? Yeah, I feel weird that you don't want to ask any questions or talk to me, guys. But yeah, it's what it is. Locked in. MSTZ. What was that one? On 1 hour? Oh, stupid. MSTZ. Can you be specific? Which one do you want? Is it the MSTZ or with the X on Nasdaq? Those ones are AFTF, right? Typing. Oh, he stopped. So is this one? No clue what it is. Oh, okay, never mind. Yes. Okay, which one is it? Yes. Okay. No, it's rude. I understand. I do understand you. Jesus. I have no clue what it is, but it's still in uptrend. Definitely in daily. You still have the underside read. That's gonna be rough to do the TA on that one, but hey, is what it is. Yeah, that's nice. That's fine. On the side of the weekly, that's 11.4. That's fine. What's 4 hour small pullback daily open? Yeah, did the trick. I mean, this is rough. Like with all of those gaps, like there's not much to go by. And for me, simple, right? If you're failing the daily, you go for the second one, and that should be the hold. If not, then the second one, that's the last support. Now, filling this gap over here, right, will bring you to June, and then the biggest structure, that's to hold, right? Failing already at 5.7, so do the pullback at 5.7, failing that, you're gonna do this kind of structure, right? Because then you start to break. This is your break of momentum in, right, reaching the 5.8, right? And all the support that you build up for it, right? But that's, yeah, you need to break that first. Hold all that, right? That's continuation into the, what's that? 10.7, filling an underside retest of that. So yeah, that's the whole aim. But if you are already in the position from anywhere from this long, a great stop from right now is to take partially a profit on it, because not only I have no clue what it is, right? Like this looks so fucking shit to me at all. Anyway, like chart wise, like with all of this stuff and what we are doing right now. So the only thing that I can imagine that we are in its own cycle, right? If this gonna be the bottom, and if this is the main support that you hold on, you're not gonna get below that, right? You kind of aiming to be in this kind of position, or at least somewhere over here, right? So yeah, pull back, grind, maybe even lose the low and come back, and then do another one and another one before you're gonna pop it. Right? The whole thing is like I like to see, and clearly it does, right? Because this was your first range. You went into the, I guess, its own bear market stuff, and then it did the whole explosive move. And what you're gonna do now? This again? Yeah, maybe. So yeah, that's how I like to see it, those things. But so far, a great move. Yes, overall, uh, potential for a pullback. Definitely is happening. Now watch as well when you're gonna receive the reversal sign on the cash flow. That could do the trick to go lower. Money flow is still quite high, so I would not worry about that. But it's gonna be just a pullback, right? If it's not gonna be June or one of the dailies, then it definitely is gonna be May and the low of that support. Done. Overall, this looks janky as freak. Those gaps, I hate that so much. You can't do much with it, and still it's respectable. But yeah, like, but yeah, you would be off more or better off traded on a daily, and that's the case as well. We already potentially looking for a reversal. So if this is the continuation, yes, definitely. If we are here at the same position, yes. Next step, it's gonna see reversal, trend change, and then the cash flow is gonna be on the break, so somewhere over here, right? And then you're gonna do the lows again and maybe flush it and come back. Yeah, definitely take profits. Definitely. The next level, if you aim to get higher, it's 10.9, right? Flip 10.9, get back at Q2. That's your major flip. Because if you regain this hit between March and Q2, you start to get the break of this whole momentum from the uptrend, that high, right? That high over here at February, that broke all of this, what you did over here. Inverse MicroStrategy. Is it? Jesus. Okay. More, the more you learn. Oof. Struggling. So yeah, guys. Anything else before I'm gonna bounce? Oh, I didn't read it. Ego, sorry. I wasn't paying attention to that. Sorry. Thank you for it. I don't read those things. Um, yeah, it's not much. Not much to add to this. You get to find it right now. I know. I just ask the questions. I like the answers. I don't bother to read anymore. You did a good job, brother. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like, I listen. If Viking is here, the chat is blasting with questions. So what? Does that mean that he doesn't do any good job then? I don't think so. Yeah, you are. Yeah, after one wine, you are already hangover. Good shit, man. Thanks, Plumbers. Oh, thanks. Happy days, I guess, right? Like, yeah, let's see. Still have some things to do to recover. But it's going to be interesting, especially today close and tomorrow, what Friday is going to do. If they're going to start to do some shady things and, for example, like literally do something like this, like, oh, let's make them feel good, right? Let's turn around and then freaking bye bye through the weekend. But yeah, let's see. Smooth, I forgot to talk. Oh boy, I'm starting to blush. Okay, hold 3 a.m. You are the one writing a lot. Okay. With himself for morning. A little bit about himself on the morning having open up a little bit. No, my life is not that interesting, believe me. I cannot open up. I don't think that's going to be something that you guys looking at. We are here to trade, right? Trade the weird charts and candlesticks and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the most important. My life, it's boring as fuck. So hey, yeah, I'm a Polish potato, so nothing interesting in that. Long hype. Set at the toilet, long hype. Nice. It's good. So yeah, guys. Okay, that's it then. Thank you very much. Love you all, and hopefully Mike is gonna be back tomorrow, so you're gonna have a better stream and market update lasted this week. And I guess I will see you tomorrow then at Market Open. And if not, then happy weekend. Enjoy. Take a break as well. That's important, right? That's why the weekends are there. And touch some grass, right? Take a beer, drink something, party, whatever you do. But yeah, I will see you then. Thank you very much. Appreciate you all and have a good one. Bye bye.